Hey guys, I am Furious Black. Okay, a lot of my videos is to show the connection between you and the earth and the spiritual world. Right? It's not that hard. What I really do comes from a lot of studying and a lot of meditation. And I don't learn these things from myself. I learn these things from other people that do studying and meditation as well, longer than me, or maybe same amount of time as me, but they focus on different things. I focus on everything as a totality because the whole makes us one. Okay, so I try to show people their connection to the earth, where you are a tree, like the roots, which need the oxygen for your body to survive, is within your lungs. It's in your chest. That's your root. It may be clay, it may be a tissue, it may be a number of different things, right? But that's still the root, which a tree has, that is planted into the earth. Then your body is the earth, which is the clay, the water, the soil, the organisms. That's what your body is. It's the earth, male and female, right? Your consciousness is the spirit of the whole universe, right? Religion is what helps us. The totality of the spiritual world that conveys a message to us in pieces. That's what religion is. But there's people that understand what religion is and understand where things come from and how things are played out. But they need minions, they need workers, they need people to do things for them where they do nothing but control the masses. When you open your eyes to these people and their sheer disrespect for the humankind and the human race, then you understand what religion really is. And the only way to find out about that stuff is reading books, right? The Protocol of the Elders, I read that, and it was a profound reading. Just their knowledge and their sheer disrespect for humans it's amazing. It's crazy. It's crazily amazing how they control us this way, and a lot of us don't even know who's doing it. We assume it's the government, we assume it's God, we assume it's all these things. But this is part of the universe, the good and the evil, the material world of causality, duality. But we don't have the good, which is rooted on the planet, which is showing people the way to stay alive, the way for people to obtain knowledge, to learn about the cosmos, to understand their body, how to eat, how to think for their self, not think the way someone else wants you to think, but think for yourself in a way where you can see things not before it happens, but you can prevent things from happening to you because you become a force, right? Like, I'll give you an example. The people believe that the universe is going in a direction with the sun spinning around the universe, right? I mean, the galaxy. The galaxy is going in one direction with all the other galaxies. And the sun goes around the larger sun in the midst of the galaxy, the Milky Way. That's in force. There's nothing that can stop that from happening, but God. But he doesn't want that to happen. He made it to happen like that, right? So you have to become that force. There's nothing that can stop you. There's nothing that can hinder you. There's nothing that can stand in your way and make you stop. See, that's the difference between a righteous person that's in right standing with the Most High and a wicked person that's in left standing with the evil and the wickedness. They only do things that contains to the flesh and the body, which is the soul. The body is your soul, right? Your body is the soul. The spirit is contained within this body. You have the invisible self and you have the physical self where everybody sees. And people know you didn't develop your spiritual self because of your conversation or the way you carry yourself or how you look at things in the world. Right? You only deal with basketball, sports. You only deal with women, money, music. You don't deal with the government. You don't deal with landowning. You don't deal with farming. You don't deal with God and his infinite wisdom. You don't deal with books. You don't deal with meditation. You don't deal with chakras. You don't deal with humanity. That's the lack of your invisible self that can't grow. You have to repeat. If you die now, if you didn't even work on your invisible self a little bit, you have to come back and do it again. And these people know that religion is these philosophies. They help us. They teach us things. This is our ancestors talking to us because they didn't have TVs. They didn't have books. What do you think they did in their spare time? Study, read, look at things, involve themselves in the information of the cosmos, believed in divine intervention. That's what they did. But we take them for granted. We say, oh, somebody wrote that so they can control us. No, somebody took pieces out of the book so that they can control us. There's a difference. That's a total difference. Somebody taking pieces out of a book so they can control you is totally different than somebody showing you what's actually in the book and telling you this is actually in the book. Our bodies are the force of the universe. We manifest the spiritual aspect of the universe. We talk verbally to each other. How does the sun and the moon converse? How does the sun and the earth converse with each other? How does the rain converse with the trees? And the trees converse with the soil. And the soil converse with everything else. The water. How does the water converse with the animals? Or the rocks? We are that. We're the ones that talk for these things. That's what we are. We tap into that world where they convey to us what it is, why they're being destroyed, how the weather is being manipulated through different things that they have out there. I don't need to talk about that stuff. Other people talk about that. I don't need to. But my job is to show you the relationship between the light and the material. God cannot stop a force that has nothing to do with him. Can you stop? This is the question. Can you stop the next man from doing whatever he wants to do in his mind? Can you? Can you stop this man from slapping you in the face if you didn't learn martial arts and learn a defense tactic? No. So what makes you think that God, and I use that for the lack of better words, but the creative force, the invisible, the one that the divine, neither male or female. You think he could stop evil if he is the embodiment or the totality of good? You think that? Evil comes from good. The abuse of the tools of good. All right? That's what evil comes from, the abuse of things which are good. All right? You could take a rake and you can rake up leaves. That's not good? Yeah, it's good. And you can also take that rake and hit somebody over the head with it. Evil comes from good. The abuse of good. But we don't think of those things. And our relationship to all this is the duality, the two. Boom, boom. 1 and 2. Good and evil, left, right, up, down. The differences. But we don't recognize them because we don't see them. We don't understand them. Only thing that we recognize is the evil that has been put upon us on the earth. I think that is normal. Child abduction, killing, which is murder. Right? Car crashes, stealing, home robberies, disrespecting, odd speech, curse words. Yes, these things feel good to do. Yes, they feel amazing to do. But in the long run, right? The invisible you is not even close to being ready to be around beings that is from the cosmos, because you don't know how to conduct yourself in a manner where they would want you around them. We can sit here all day and argue because it feels good, because you feel you're right. Right? We can sit here all day and converse about things saying you're wrong and I'm wrong. Right? Feels amazing. But what you didn't realize was, well, you both were right. Right? You both were right in what you're doing and what you're saying and how you conveying yourself. You both might be right, but you're speaking from two different aspects of the information. Pieces of the information. One nation didn't get the information the same way another nation got the information. That's how it works. Right? But we sit and say, oh no, your information was plagiarized. You stole it from us. What are you saying? We all have the same information. From the Lost Book of Enki to the Mahabharata, to the Buddhist religions, to the Zohar, the Zoroastrianism, which is the Iranian, which came from Sumerians, where there's multiple gods, but there's one of light. The Israelites, which also came from Samaria. Every nation came from Samaria, but their information is everybody else's information is plagiarized. I mean, everybody got their stories from Samaria. It's very interesting. It's very, very interesting when you start to realize all this. I know I'm all over the place, and there's a reason for that. There's a reason I'm all over the place. The reason I'm all over the place is because the information I obtain is not for everybody. It's not. And what I tell people is everything in one. Because if you study, or if you are aware, or if you're awake to the duality of said life, you can see when I'm talking about the body and I'm talking about the spiritual aspect of life, which is only one. That's what I am. That's who we are. That's how can I speak of only one thing continuously and not the other? Then I defeat myself and don't see myself. That's who you first have to see, yourself and who you are. I can't abandon myself. That's why I talk about everything in the totality of what it is. Your body being the earth, your mind, your consciousness being from the cosmos, the gods, the light, and everything that can't be of the light is the abuse of the light. That's what this is. The earth is the abuse of this, the light, which can't hold matter. This is matter. Right? Consciousness is the light. That's why when Thomas says, when you die and you see these beings and they ask you, who are you? You tell them, I come from the light. But that's something else. Right? A lot of us don't peep that. That will go over. So many people said they already texting on their phone or stop watching this video. If you made it to this part, you're good. You're semi-awake maybe. Or you're probably past me. You could teach me some things, which would be amazing. I learned from everybody, from Muslim to a Zoroastrianist, or a Hindu, a Buddhist, a Kabbalist, a chemist, an alchemist, a Cathar, a Catholic. I learned those two are different things, a Cathar and a Catholic. Okay? I learned all these things from years of studying, and all from everybody. Then you have offshoots of those things into other things, which is like Rastafarianism, Christianity, which wouldn't be the whole totality of Christianity. The totality of the offshoots of Christianity would be Baptist, Mormonism, Jehovah's Witness, Pentecostal, all those religions like that. Those are offshoots of said whole religion, which is Christianity, which is what the actual people thought and studied, right? Those are offshoots. Then you have offshoots like witchcraft, and those are offshoots of can't remember right now, sorry about that, but those are offshoots as well. Those are all spiritual aspects of the life, people that are trying to be that instead of being the totality of one thing. But anyway, man, I'm Furious Black, and I'm going to try to teach you the ways of life. Even though you might not believe me, I don't have much. I have nothing at all. But it doesn't make me spiritually bankrupt. Look up Furious Black. It could mean somebody that's angry or anything, right? Black can mean a number of things. But when you look up those two words together and you find out what they really mean, you'll see. Alright, so, hey, by the way, I am not God. I would never proclaim or profess to be God. That position is already held but I can be a manifestation of God. I can be in the arena of the gods. That's the difference. These are all gods that you see is a manifestation of the one. To see himself, to understand himself. That's another thing. But hey, I'm Furious Black, and I thank you guys for watching.